And we begin the morning rush with more controversy over the zero-tolerance border policy. This is all after the president met with White House Republicans on Capitol Hill yesterday to discuss immigration reform. House Republicans are currently considering a compromise immigration bill that would provide funding for the wall and reunite families along the border.
Up today, 2 U.S. senators from New Mexico say they will travel to the border to join protests against housing hundreds of immigrant children away from their parents. U.S. Senator Martin Heinrich recently tweeting that he will travel to the border this week along with U.S. Senator Tom Udall. Heinrich and Udall now backing a bill that would prohibit family separations near the border except under circumstances like abuse or neglect.
And happening now, a letter is making its way to U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. This is from attorneys general around the country, all pleading to change the zero-tolerance policy. New Mexico AG Hector Balderas and 21 other attorneys general sent a letter to Sessions and the Homeland Security Secretary. Now, they call the policy inhumane, saying it raises concerns about violations of children's rights and due process. And as President Trump meets with lawmakers today, we will let you know what happens, including decisions on immigration bills, both on air and on the KRQE News app. Kristen?
When it comes to the next big weather maker, we are talking sunshine for the next several hours, but there is a little bit of storm activity out near the eastern plains. We'll keep eyes on that. Keep in mind, it's the same thing tomorrow. A few spotty storms out east with sunshine for the rest. Crystal?
Inmates who escaped from the Curry County Detention Center are waking up back behind bars. Curry County deputies received a tip that Aaron Clark, Ricky Sena, and Victor Apodaca were inside an apartment near Clovis High. Authorities say the three escaped aided by a guard on Friday. Deputies say at one point during the standoff, SWAT officers fired shots after one of the men pointed a gun at police. Eventually, the trio did surrender. And along those lines, the jail guard accused of letting the three inmates escape, 28-year-old Serena Dotson, is also facing charges this morning. Police say she was arrested in Lubbock, Texas, and charged with assisting in that escape.
An investigation by state police continues today after a deputy shot and killed a suspect they say was holding a man hostage. It happened early yesterday morning at a home on South 7th Street. State police say Tucumcari police found 55-year-old Robert Roybal holding a knife to another man's neck. When the victim cried out, they say a deputy shot and killed the suspect. The victim survived.
FBI agent Peter Strzok, still an FBI employee even after being escorted from the FBI building. Strzok came under fire after it was discovered that he had exchanged private text messages with a former FBI lawyer being critical of President Trump. He also briefly worked for special counsel Robert Mueller before the anti-Trump text messages were discovered.
The United States is officially withdrawing from the UN Human Rights Council.
U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley announcing yesterday that the U.S. is withdrawing from the UN Human Rights Council. This after Haley says calls for reform were not met. She's also accused the body of an unending hostility toward Israel and failure to hold human rights abusers accountable.
On to new news this morning and happening today. The Transportation Security Administration is implementing new procedures when it comes to powders in carry-on bags, I should say. Beginning today, passengers of certain flights will be asked to check containers holding 350 millimeters of powder instead of carrying them on. That's about the size of a soda can. Failure to do so could result in a bag search. For more details, go to TSA's website.
And this morning, Albuquerque is working to close the racial pay gap. This after recent findings estimate an extra $11 billion could be circulating around the city if racial pay gaps did not exist. Mayor Tim Keller announcing the city's joint commitment with almost 200 local and national organizations to address inequalities.
This morning, people likely still up in arms about what they see Albuquerque police officers doing behind the wheel, from texting and driving to swerving and speeding. Lately, the Civilian Police Oversight Agency has received several complaints about officers' bad driving habits. Most complaints were resolved informally. Many of the officers are reminded to be a good example on the road.
Residents in two La Plata County subdivisions displaced by the 416 fire in Colorado are waking up at home this morning. This as evacuation orders are no longer in effect. Evacuation orders were lifted yesterday, but pre-evacuation orders are still in effect. At last check, the fire has destroyed more than 34,000 acres and is only 35% contained. The cause is still unknown. Kristen?
Today's Metro Threat Index added to, looking at hot temperatures in the 90s, winds less than 15, and sunshine overhead. No storms in our forecast this afternoon. Crystal?
Looking ahead for you, work is set to start in the fall on a busy street on the west side of Albuquerque. The 3/4-mile stretch of Paradise between Eagle Ranch and Golf Course will see more lanes, including a carpool lane somewhere along that route. The city also adding a trail on the side of the south side of that street. The $2.5 million project has been in the works since 2015.
Bernalillo County is hosting free family fun at several of its pools this summer. Next Wednesday, there's a splash dance at the Rio Grande Pool from 7 to 8 p.m. and another at Los Padillas Pool next month. They're also hosting a dive-in movie night with blockbusters including Black Panther. For more dates and locations, visit alwaysonkRQE.com.
On to new news this morning. The Santa Fe Public School District is saying a no to funding for school safety improvements. This after they learned they would have to pay 90% of the project costs. They originally looked into requesting the funds from the $40 million that the state earmarked for schools to use over the next 4 years. But they're now seeking an alternate route after finding out that grant money would only cover 10% of the cost. Kristen.
Time now for a check on your Wednesday morning commute. No major concerns out there on the map, just some minor slowing already. I-40 eastbound near 4th Street. We also have our news tracker out and about headed south on Coors, just about to approach that I-40 on-ramp. Looks pretty good at the hour.
And this morning, a local doctor is being nationally honored as somebody who's making a difference in the fight against cancer. Dr. Eloisa Soares has been named as one of the top 40 under 40 in cancer research. Aside from holding many hats at UNM Cancer Center and sitting on national boards, she's also very active in engaging patients and their families. Her goal is to gain interest for patients and families in understanding gastrointestinal cancers.
Debuting today and just in time for summer, scratch and sniff stamps. The U.S. Postal Service says the stamps feature illustrations of various popsicles. While officials have not said what the smell will be, they do insist it will add the sweet scent of summer to letters. That's nice.
And are showing 80s by lunchtime today, and the forecast high about 93. Looking at plenty of sun, and the light wind sticking around 5 to 15 is all we have in store. Still watching for a few spot storms out near the eastern state line. That will continue tomorrow, helped out by the cold front, bringing in just a little more moisture and some moisture being pulled in from the south. Hot and dry conditions further to the west, and that's what continues on Friday too. As far as the allergy report goes, the only thing we got to worry about is pine chenopods down to low, and that's it for the day. Let's now take a look at those 5 facts.
On to number 5. Bernalillo County is hosting free family fun at several of its pools this summer. Next Wednesday, there's a splash dance at the Rio Grande Pool from 7 to 8 p.m. and another at Los Padillas Pool next month. They're also hosting a dive-in movie night with blockbusters, including Black Panther. For dates and locations, visit alwaysonkRQE.com.
At number 4, as you head out the door this morning, people are likely still up in arms about what they see Albuquerque police officers doing behind the wheel. From texting and driving to swerving and speeding. Lately, the Civilian Police Oversight Agency, or CPOA, has received several complaints about officers' bad driving habits. Now, most complaints were resolved informally, meaning the officers are reminded to be a good example on the road.
At number 3, 93 here in Albuquerque today, but closer to 100 in the Duke City by Friday. We'll also be finding some breezy to windy conditions. Spotty storms continue out east today and tomorrow. Albuquerque dry for at least the next 7 days.
On to number 2 now. 3 inmates who escaped from the KRQE County Detention Center are waking up back behind bars. This after a tip leading to an hours-long standoff with officers at an apartment in Clovis. That's not far from where they had escaped. KRQE County deputies received a tip that 31-year-old Aaron Clark, 24-year-old Ricky Sena, and 28-year-old Victor Apodaca were inside that apartment. The 3 allegedly escaped through a door on the east side of the jail on Friday, aided by a guard who is also facing charges this morning.
And at number 1, both New Mexico U.S. Senators Martin Heinrich and Tom Udall say they will join protests against housing immigrant children away from their parents. They plan on visiting the temporary shelter for migrant children based in Tornillo, Texas. This morning, many in Congress are still taking aim at the Trump administration, saying the president could simply reverse the administration's zero-tolerance policy and keep families together. Meanwhile, Heinrich and Udall are backing a bill that would prohibit family separations near the border, except under circumstances like abuse or neglect.